what our fairy blessing is this week. And then y'all are going to pick the deck that I use for the tarot reading, okay? Let's see. What is the blessing for us this week? Oh, a blessing of the unseelie. I believe that's what it says. I'll pull a book because, again, this font is really hard to read. It's number 2. 2 is very feminine energy. It's the receptive energy. It's also the energy of duality, okay? So let's grab the book and see what it wants to tell us. Whoops. Past it. Yeah, the unseelie. Okay, the fairy gift of following your true heart from the worthy rebels of the unseelie court. The gift of the unseelie is the gift of the rebellious one, the one who defies and who does not go with the flow. God, this is so crazy because I was thinking about this morning, you guys. There are some creators on these apps that are very, like, big spiritual creators on these apps, especially TikTok, that are really manipulative, okay? And they tell things that are absolutely not true, but they say it in a manipulative way, and people are eating it up, and people are believing it. So you need to learn to use your own discernment before you accept what anybody says, okay? For example, I think I've talked about this before. There is a creator who says that, you know, in all your past lives, you're the same person. You're the same skin color, you're the same gender, everything. If you took 5 seconds to research that, you'd realize that's a lie. You'd realize it's not true. And the reason that they're saying this is because they are trying to, they go after white people, you know? And I hate that because no spiritual creator or person in the spiritual realm of things should ever be preaching separatism, you know? And that's what they do, but they do it in a manipulative way to where all the people in the comments are like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. Do your own research. Like 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, do your own research and you'll find out that it's not true, okay? There's another person on here who claims they're the #1 rated psychic in the world. There is no rating system for psychics, you guys. And a 2-second Google search, you know, that I did, I was like, oh, let's see what it actually said. Yeah, it's not them. If they were to rate psychics, you know, people that are famous or big creators, if there was a rating system, Tyler Henry, I think, is the #1. But does he care? Most likely not. You know, there is another person that claims that they're the best tarot reader on this app, on TikTok. Really? There's no ranking system. Okay? So you have to be very careful with who you're following and what you're listening to and what you're accepting. Okay, so this is a blessing of not just going with the flow, okay? In fairy lore, the unseelie are sometimes considered dangerous, but their blessing is this. You are not born to appease and to concede, to give way always before forces that consume and control. You were born to be free, to decide who you are meant to be for yourself, and the unseelie gift and blessing to you is that reminder. And this means that in this moment, there is something you must say no to. Say no to the forces that would ask you to do something that you feel is wrong. Say no to staying quiet when there is an injustice. Say no to getting along, and stand alone if you must in the renegade nature of the unseelie. Okay? So the thing is, you know, when you are a rebel, we've talked about this before, when you are a rebel, rebels are not ignorant. Rebels rebel because they see the truth. They understand, okay? Rebels that are just rebels just to be wind up meeting their karma, you know? So my bird isn't the reincarnated Princess Diana. Look, you never know. My favorite one is a certified tarot oracle reader. Well, you can be a certified reader, and that means you've gone through training. Like, I'm a certified tarot and oracle reader. That just means that I've gone through training. Doesn't mean that I'm any better than anybody. It means that I've gone through training, and people go through my training and they receive a certificate. It just means that you've gone through that apprenticeship, you know? But like, yeah, people calling them the best and the only, or preaching like separatism and things like this. Big red flag. That's why it's important to do your research. Yes, Marty. Yes, yes, yes. Why do people care about ratings? We just came here to serve God and the divine. Look, I don't know. It's just a thing that we've always been programmed with. It's about competition in this world, right? They program us with competition. And so people think that if they rate themselves or if they're rated higher, then that makes them above everybody else. It doesn't. It just means that they're good at marketing or they're good at manipulation. You know, I could have over 1 million followers if I followed suit and did the manipulative tactics, but I refuse to do that. You know, I refuse to be that kind of person because number one, it's just not in my nature. Number two, I don't want that karma. You know, it's not okay, right? So beware of anybody that tells you that they're the best, that they are number one, that, you know, like always do your own research, okay? Use your own discernment instead of just accepting what anybody says on these apps. You don't even have to accept what I say. Please do your own research, okay? Whoops. Every seer does not see the same things. Yeah, we are each unique and can be similarities. Yep. You are famous in your own mind. Can't wait to start class tomorrow. I can't wait either. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Yeah, so tarot class begins tomorrow. If you're in the live tarot class, be on the lookout. I'm going to send you you're going to see the event in the app, and then I will send you the PDFs, okay, that you need for each class, all right? I'm not going to send you the whole thing because it'll be overwhelming. I'm going to send you, each class has certain PDFs, okay? So we're going to start tomorrow. Yes, that is the ego, which is separate from the spiritual. Absolutely, absolutely. See, you guys are so smart. This is why I do this every Monday and Friday, because you guys get it, you know? This is what I want. This is what I love teaching. It's like, don't fall for this shit. Don't fall for these scams. Like those videos that start with somebody's holding a tarot deck and they're like, I'm sensing that, you know, somebody's missing you. Somebody's da 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 da. And then they do the tarot reading. Bullshit. Bullshit. That is for views. Okay? It's for views. It's to play off of people's vulnerability and their heartbreak. And that's not okay. Okay? All right, so let's choose our deck. Number 1, we have the Pulp Tarot. And number 2, we have Heaven and Earth. So deck 1, deck 2, vote in the comments. Please only vote once. And y'all on Instagram and TikTok, please help me keep track. Help me keep count. So deck 1 or deck 2? Oh, 2's getting it on TikTok. Holy cow. Okay. Deck 1, deck 2. Please only vote once. 2s are getting it. On both apps, it looks like. You've never seen number 2? Number 2 is okay. I like the imagery and everything, but they kind of changed the cards, even though it's supposed to be based off of Rider-Waite Tarot. I don't particularly care for that because it gives you the wrong meanings, but I can still use it as the traditional Rider-Waite. So deck 1 or deck 2? It looks like 2s have got it, right? I think that's what we're going to use. Okay, absolutely. Number 2 got it. Yeah, okay. I think 2s have pretty much have it on Instagram as well. So let's do it. Like I said, I love the old world imagery styles, you know, things like that. Oh, she's upside down. I love those, which is why I picked this deck. But again, some of the meanings that they put on the cards are not accurate. Which, I mean, is fine. If you're going to create your own tarot deck, you can create your own meanings. But don't, you know, say it's based off of, like, don't base the majority off of Rider-Waite Tarot if you're going to create a whole different meaning. You know, create your own deck. All right, let's see what we have coming up for us this week. Like I said, Mercury goes direct this week. Thank God. It's been a doozy, but necessary. And then, yeah, hang on. Cat knocked over my crystal. She's a menace, you guys. Total menace. Okay, let's find out what is coming up for us Monday through Thursday, and then we'll pull Oracle. The Oracle cards have been just killing it, right? They've been speaking. Okay, so the energy for today is we have the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is planting the seeds, you know, assessing what needs assessing what needs attention in your life as well. Because think about this. Let me put the deck down. Oh, that's okay. I totally understand what you mean. Tracy, Mercury goes direct the 27th or 28th, depends on where you are. I didn't take offense to your comment, so don't worry. I said, sorry if my comment came out wrong. I was referring to the ones who show off these certificates and claim to be licensed, and it's obviously they read the pamphlet book that came with the cards. Oh, I know. It's so true. Like, and it's interesting to me, like I have so many people saying, well, how do I find out what the cards mean? Well, do an apprenticeship. Get some books on tarot that are made by tarot scholars. Don't just get any random book, you know, research. People struggle with memorization of tarot. Well, you're going to have to implement it every single day. You're going to have to practice it every single day. Tarot is a whole nother language. You don't just, you know, say, I want to speak Spanish and then boom, here it comes. No, you have to practice. You have to envelop yourself in the world of Spanish speaking shows, books, whatever. Go take classes, you know? So anywho. Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles. Like I said, it's all about planting the seeds and being patient, you know, and it can ask you to take a look at, since we're coming out of Mercury retrograde, this is what you want to focus on, okay? Coming out of Mercury retrograde means that you have a new insight into something. You've had to review certain things that have been going on in your life, right? That's what Mercury does. It wants you to review, revise, revisit, whatever it is that you need to. It's going to be different for everybody. But now that we're coming out of Mercury retrograde, it's like, okay, what seeds are you starting to plant? What needs to be redone? So like, imagine this is your garden. And maybe some things are growing beautifully, but other things are struggling. So what adjustments need to be made to help that area of your garden that is struggling? Okay? So you want to start planting those seeds and tending to that as you come out of Mercury retrograde. You want to have this whole new outlook and understand that things are going to grow over time. So today is a good day to start really figuring out what area is blooming and what area is not, and how can you start to revitalize that as we come out of Mercury retrograde, okay? It is a good day to make some sort of investment in yourself. Now, again, we are still in Mercury retrograde, okay? It is a little bit lesser because we're coming out of it, but still, you don't want to sign any major contracts. You don't want to buy any major electronics, that kind of stuff, okay? So give yourself time. It's more of like an assessing type of thing, and then be patient as we come out, okay? Energy for tomorrow. We have the Two of Wands. I like that, okay? So these images are cool, right? I really connect with this kind of stuff. So the Two of Wands is about being proud of yourself and assessing how far you've come. So it feels like so far we're in a lot of assessing type of energy, which is great, okay? Because the Two of Wands means you've accomplished some things here. You've made it through Mercury retrograde. Now what are you going to do? You know, what are you going to do now? And in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the person's holding the world in their hand. It's like, what do you want? The world is your oyster. You know, it's like being able to see the bigger picture and realizing, okay, this is what I want to do now. So I kind of like this, oh, I see it clearly now from this higher standpoint. Because the person, it's kind of hard to tell on this one, they're like kind of up in their castle and they're looking down over what is going on down there. Like, I see it from this higher standpoint. I've gotten up to this point. Now where do I want to go? Okay. Let me check the comments because I see some rolling by. What do I mean about Mercury? Mercury rules communication. It rules the nervous system. It rules electronics, all of that. Okay, so when Mercury's retrograde, it can indicate that there is like a miscommunication. There's some sort of disruption here, because what Mercury retrograde is it appears that it's going backwards, but you know, it does this like, here's Earth, or the sun, I'm sorry. Hello. And it rotates around the sun kind of like in this weird shape. It's not like a perfect circle. So when it goes to this outward shape right here, trajectory, it looks like it's going backwards, but it's not. It's just in that oblong type of shape. So whenever Mercury distances itself from the sun and from us, then we don't feel the stability from Mercury as we normally do whenever it's closer to us. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Mercury retrograde happens about 3-ish times a year. Planting spinach in pods as I listen. Oh, I love that, Glenn. You're right on target. That makes sense? Good. Okay. All right, so let's look at Wednesday's energy. All right, Wednesdays we have the Four of Swords. This is the day of rest, okay? This is a day of like, don't overdo it. Don't do too much. Like, take time to rest. If you need to separate yourself from certain situations that are stressing you out, doing your meditation, resting, all of that is going to bring about clarity. Because look, we have the Three of Swords over the top. I'm showing both TikTok and Instagram if you're wondering why I'm going back and forth. So we have the Three of Swords here, right? Three of Swords is pain, heartbreak, separation. There's some sort of interference that's causing you this turmoil. But if you can't see down here, there's that fourth sword, right? And so that energy, which it reminds me of the Ace of Swords, right? The Ace of Swords is truth and clarity and new ways of thinking, right? So it's like this sword needs to come up to their mind, because swords are thoughts, ideas, communication, okay? So it's telling you to take time to pause, practice the pause, rest on Wednesday if you need to. We have tribe coaching on Wednesday, actually, so that'll be fun. We're going to talk about money. But yeah, practice the pause, take time for you, separate from anything that is just toxic, that you know is toxic. It's like you've got to go find your own peace, okay? If you're not feeling that well, take care of you, okay? So make sure you get plenty of rest. All right, let's look at Thursday. Thursday, we have the King of Wands in reverse. Now, when the King of Wands is in reverse, he can indicate two types of energies. Number one, he is aggressive, he's angry, he can be abusive, he's controlling, not a good energy, okay? So this could be you feeling aggressive. It could be you're dealing with another person who is becoming aggressive. And you know what? You back away, right? It can also indicate somebody that has given up on whatever it is that they were working towards. Why did you give up? Who gave up and why? Is it because they don't believe in themselves? You don't believe in yourself? What's going on here? Okay. So the energy on Thursday is kind of like bob and weave type of energy. Like stay back, stay out of the way, separate yourself from anything that is like aggressive. You know, you can watch your driving because there may be some like angry drivers out there. But just be aware of this energy kind of like triggering people. Now, this could be personally or it could be collectively that we start to see this. Okay, it is a minor arcana, it's not a major arcana, thank God, but it's still energy that is disruptive. Okay, it could be that something doesn't go right and it angers you, so you try to control the situation or you lash out, or it happens from somebody else. And so it's like, okay, let's practice the pause and let's think about this situation, because all the energy here is good so far, and Thursday is like ramped up energy. I don't know what's going on astrologically Thursday, but it could be just planetary involvement that, you know, affects people, okay? Let's see. Underneath, we have the Nine of Cups, but it's in reverse, okay? See, they name it. Okay, here, let me show you how this is wrong in this deck, okay? I like the imagery of this deck. But the Nine of Cups, it says material happiness. What are cups? Y'all tell me, what do cups represent in tarot? I'm going to wait. Yes, emotions. Why in the hell would this say material happiness? See, this is why it's extremely important to know tarot. If you're going to read tarot or if you're going to watch tarot, you need to understand at least what the suits mean, at least what the major arcana means, okay? So this deck is not accurate. So if you get a deck like this and you realize it's not accurate, obviously you can ignore that, and use the deck as what you see. But if somebody were to pick up this deck that did not first learn the Rider-Waite Tarot, they would be so lost. They would be so confused, right? So anyways, the Nine of Cups was in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Now, what that indicates is there's some sort of block in your breakthrough. It could be because of this, you felt like everything was just like going slow. You weren't getting anywhere, kind of like on a hamster wheel during Mercury retrograde, which is normal, okay? So when you feel like you're struggling with this breakthrough, you're not really feeling emotionally fulfilled. You're not really feeling like things are just where you want them to be. Practice gratitude, okay? Practice gratitude. So here we have these two assessing energies, right? It's very interesting how we have pentacles, we have wands, we have swords, and then underneath we have the cups, okay? We have all four suits, all four elements showing up. But the cups are in reverse. Why is that? Maybe you forget to practice gratitude. Maybe you're feeling frustrated. And this is a push that we all need. Maybe the Nine of Cups is you're not feeling appreciated. You're not feeling like things are going your way. And so the cards here are telling you, look, you have to start planting the seeds. You have to start deciding. You have to make a plan of what it is that you want to accomplish. And you might trigger some people with this type of energy, but you know what? Tough shit. They will get over it. They can get over it or they can get gone. Right? You have to be very strong in your conviction as far as where you're going in life and who you are. Does that make sense? The numerology, symbols, and colors are very important in tarot. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Thank you, Maudie. She said, but that's why people need to attend your class. We start tomorrow. If you want to learn tarot, we start tomorrow. It's called Tarot Apprenticeship. It's linked in my bio. We start tomorrow evening. What does it say about the Nine of Pentacles? Well, the Nine of Pentacles is about independence. It's about a woman who is taking care of her body, her finances, everything. She's very disciplined in what she does. She's the independent badass. She's one of my favorite cards. She is actually my favorite card because I feel like every person needs to experience that energy before they get into a relationship, really, because then we'd be in much healthier relationships. We wouldn't be codependent. So, what does it say? Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. You know what? Let's check. I'll see if I can find it right quick. It probably says emotional fulfillment. But yeah, that's why it's extremely important to know your tarot. And it sucks because the imagery is so pretty on this. Okay. Okay, it says material gain. Well, they got that one right-ish. So, yeah. And they're so pretty. It's like, fix your stuff. So yeah, material gain. I mean, yeah, you can say that because before it, sorry, I have hair tickling me. Before it is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is, it's the entrepreneur card. It's creating something, to put out there to the masses to sell or trade, right? And so the next one is Nine of Pentacles. So that could be, you stepped into this era of material gain because you were so disciplined in your craft and what you did. Now you're experiencing this independence, this financial stability. And think of nine. Nine is higher wisdom. Nine is things coming to fruition and this realization of what you've done and what needs to be done to get you even to the Ten of Pentacles. So for instance, or for example, for me, when I first learned tarot, everything that my mentor taught me, I'm teaching y'all in tarot apprenticeship, plus some. I've added on to it, okay? So for me, I was like, holy crap, this is what I want to do. And I studied tarot every day. I went over everything that she taught me. I can't tell you how many times. And then I got tons of books from scholars, the Jungian tarot, things from Rachel Pollack, all these different tarot scholars that have actually studied it their whole lives. And I was learning from them. Okay. And I would do practice readings all the time. And so what that did was like Eight of Pentacles. I did it over and over again. I repeated it over and over again. I perfected my craft, and then it put me into the Nine of Pentacles, right? The independent woman who, because of her discipline, because of everything that she's done, it took her a while to get there, but damn, she's successful. Okay. So that's what happened to me. That was the story of tarot. That's how it applies to your life. It gives you advice on if you do what is necessary. Doesn't have to be tarot, obviously. Whatever you are passionate about and you're wanting to bring in more of, you have to put the work and effort in. It's not going to just fall into your lap. Okay? All of the things that are just like easy things, like, the lottery and shit like that, all that stuff's rigged. Like most people that win the lottery lose all the money because they didn't do the work to get themselves to that level. And so there the money goes. It's like, okay, you got it, you manifested it, but your reality, you tried to bypass all of this hard work, all of these lessons, everything. And so it's gone. Does that make sense? Maybe that deck should be put out to pasture. I know. And that's why I don't use it very often. But I just love the imagery. So, okay, let's get some oracle and see what else we need to know. It's a great class. I love it. Good. Thank you. Can't wait to get to know all my students, all my new students. I'm excited. I love watching people grow in their spirituality. It's so amazing because I come back to class and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened. And I'm like, I know. This is what happens when you start to learn tarot, when you start to learn a divination practice. Back here in the behind the scenes, you start connecting more to your intuition and your psychic ability. And it's so freaking cool. I bought a deck created by AI. Oops, hang on, let me turn this way. And they're beautiful, but the cards don't really make sense. Yeah, you got to be very careful with AI created stuff. That's why anytime anybody asks for a, book on tarot or anything like that, I always say, please research the scholars of tarot or astrology, because there's going to be so much crap put out by AI and it's not accurate. When AI, ChatGPT and all that stuff started coming out, I tested it. I went and asked it what the meanings of the cards were and if it could do a simple reading, and it didn't have the correct meanings of the cards. And so you have to be very careful using AI or reading books from people that have just published, because a lot of people think that they can just go slam something into AI and produce it and then sell it, and it's like giving the complete incorrect information. So yeah, it's scary. Look, we have strategy in reverse. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you. I like this card, and wasn't it perfect for what we're talking about here, like Monday and Tuesday? A lot of strategic energy, a lot of like, hey, you got to figure out where you're going from here. All right, so number 21. Okay, when the strategy card is reversed, it indicates a stall in progress due to lack of planning. We were talking about that with the tarot cards, right? You have to have a plan. You have to assess what is blooming in your garden and what is not, and then make a plan, okay? You may have a goal in mind, but no specific ideas about how to achieve it. Or you may have found that your original plan or plans have hit a wall, and it's now time to reevaluate things. If this is the case, remember that the path of least resistance may be tempting, but it rarely leads anywhere new. Like I was saying, if you expect something to drop in your lap and it to stick around forever, you've got another thing coming, because there are no life hacks. You cannot just go over, like totally skip any lessons that you came here to experience. It does not. It'll come back around and hit you even harder. Like I said, the people that win the lottery, they brought in money, but they tried to overstep these lessons, and it smacks them right in the ass. Okay? So you can't do like that. What's that song in elementary school? They come across an obstacle and they're assessing it. And they're like, we can't go under it, can't go over it. We have to go around it. You have to assess what's going on in your life and really go through the situation as you need to. You cannot escape it. You cannot ignore it, because it will come back like threefold. Okay? Don't let the mundane task of life eat up all your time and take you off course. Meaning, don't get sucked into social media. Don't mindlessly scroll. Don't let anything that is not productive take up the majority of your time. Doesn't mean you can't go on social media. It means just don't spend hours doing that when you're supposed to be doing something else productive. Okay? Instead of floundering and wandering around in confusion, put some significant mental effort into starting or renewing a comprehensive plan of attack. This card reversed is warning you to get out of the role of passive observer and become the author and director of your own destiny. So, we had the blessing of the unseelie, right? This is the blessing of the rebel. This is the blessing of, like, you know what? Don't go with the grain. Go against the grain. Don't do things like everybody else is doing. Find your own truth in whatever it is that you're passionate about. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a business. It can be relationships. It can be your health. It could be anything. Okay? And you find the truth. And it's going to take some work and some effort. But you find the truth. You find what works. And then you keep at it. And it's going to produce results. Okay? Remember, rebels are not stupid. They rebel because they see the truth. There are many ignorant rebels out there, and you can tell because they just spew out shit that doesn't make sense, and you want to steer clear of them. Or they can just purchase my book. You're so sweet, Monty. Always got my back. Yeah, so this book that I wrote for y'all, Mystic Muses for the Modern Goddess, this is human written. I wrote this, and it gives you a reading for every tarot card, direct and reverse. You can find this on Amazon. It is linked in my bio. But yeah, I rewrote this 3 times because I wanted to make sure it was perfect for you, and it's more so geared towards you taking your power back. Okay? So you connect with it every day. You open the book to wherever you feel intuitively drawn, and that's your reading for the day. Okay, so this one we have the 2 of Swords in reverse. And it says, one of 2 things that's happening for you today, Goddess. 1, emotions are getting the best of you about a decision that has to be or has been made. You've tried avoiding this to keep the peace, but it's brought you nothing but distress. It's time to look at the truth of the matter and choose a path. Or 2, you decided to open up to a conversation about something you've had previously shielded yourself from. It takes real bravery to be vulnerable. Be proud of yourself. Either way, today is about choice. Choosing to take control instead of avoiding what you fear. That's a goddess. Isn't that funny? I was just talking about you cannot bypass things that you need to deal with, things that you need to go through, right? And this book helps you to do that because it really puts you in that empowerment state. I have so many people that have bought this book and they use it every morning to do exactly what we're doing here, looking at the energy of each day. They use it every morning, and it starts their day off with empowerment. Okay? So yes, if you want something human written, Mystic Muses for the Modern Goddess, I wrote that for y'all. That way you can use tarot, and you don't have to learn tarot if you don't want to learn tarot and practice it, but you still want to have it in your life, okay? I try to make things easy for you, but I won't spoon feed things to you if you're not willing to do any type of work, you know? All right, let's see. What else do we need to know? Good morning. You want it? Hey, you can find it, like I said, on Amazon. I'm so proud of that book. That's my baby. I spent so long writing it. And Maddie knows, Maddie and Ann and Jamie, because I told them, you know, I'm rewriting it again. It's taking so long. I wanted it to be perfect for y'all. So, yeah. All right, we have listening number 53 in reverse. Okay, we have the little elephant here. And let's read what it wants to tell us. Excuse me. My mouth is dry. If I can get to the last page. There we go. Okay. It says, are you feeling that you're not being heard? That perhaps your needs aren't that perhaps your needs aren't valid? That your song will go unsung? Now is the time to bring your message to the world. Speak up. It's time for your voice to resound throughout your sphere of influence. Sorry, getting tongue-tied. This is a moment to say what you mean and ask for what you want. In the reverse position, listening has another meaning too. It also asks if you're refusing to listen to someone else, preferring to hear what you want instead of what's being said. This is a time to get out of denial. Reverse, this card always brings freedom if you heed its advice. So, are you not speaking up? Are you not doing what is necessary? So we have strategy in reverse and listening in reverse. It's like, are you even putting it out there? Or are you too afraid to put it out there? Does it scare you? Why does it scare you? Okay? Does it scare you or does it excite you and make you a little anxious? You know, if there's something that you're wanting to move towards, it's going to make you a little anxious. It's going to make you a little excited, maybe a little bit fearful because it's new energy. It's unpredictable. That's what we want. How boring would life be if everything was predictable? You would be miserable, right? So many people live that life because they think it is safe. But in actuality, it is stifling. It is like controlled. You're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to expand. You're just like everything, every day, like all things are just predictable. And that is a horrible way to live. That's like, in that movie Free Guy, every day was the same. Everything was predictable, right? Until finally something changed and he realized that he had free will. And he broke out of it and things started changing. So that's what life is. It's like once you realize that you can step out of this program, you can step out of the box, you can step into a whole new awareness. Once you realize that, nothing is the same. And you can't unsee it. You'll try to go back to the mundane, to the closed awareness, but you can't, because the universe will constantly show you things that remind you that you have free will. You opened that third eye and there's no escaping it. Look, we have house. Okay? So house can mean a couple of things. It can literally mean your home. Like I told y'all earlier in this session, it's like me and my kids, we did like a major clean out this past weekend because I just felt like we need to do it. Kind of like spring cleaning, but fall cleaning. And so if there are things in your home that you need to get rid of, like honestly, it's kind of embarrassing, but not. I finally got rid of a sweater that I've had since high school. And the reason I've had this 20-something years, you guys, I graduated in 99. So I've had this sweater because it's a pretty sweater and it was still in great condition. But it needs to go to somebody new now, so I'm donating it. But there's a lot of things that just I needed to get rid of. I did a massive closet clean out, and I'm like, you know what? It's time for this to move on. It's time for this to I need to refresh the energy of my closet. I need to refresh the energy of my home. I have a lot of things I'm gathering for a garage sale or donating. I'm doing all of that because you have to make space for the new. Okay. You have to make, imagine everything in your home represents who you are right now. Okay. If that doesn't represent who you are right now, it needs to go. Okay? Because what it does is it holds on to that energy of the past you. And every time you see it, it reminds you of the past you. And it tries to put you back into that energy. And you don't want that. Is that making sense? You're looking at houses right now. Ooh, that's exciting. I probably should have been a realtor because I love looking at homes. But I didn't want to have to run all over the place. I'd rather get to sit here and advise y'all this way. You're a beginner at tarot, so what decks do I recommend? You need to start with the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, the traditional, original Rider-Waite Tarot deck. This is what I'm teaching with in Tarot Apprenticeship. And if you weren't here earlier, go to the link in my bio, check out my Tarot Apprenticeship because we start tomorrow. Okay, this is where I take you 12 weeks we spend together teaching you tarot. Okay. Good. Y'all are cleaning out. Good, good, good. Class of 99, 2 for high school. Nice. I just turned 43, so yeah. I'm tearing down the birdhouse X built 15 years ago to plant fruit trees. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, replacing it with something that you really love. Yeah. I don't know what you mean. What if horror one calls me more? You talking about the deck? Let me tell you, if you start trying to learn tarot with another just random deck, you're going to get lost, okay? You need to learn the symbology, because let me tell you, when I first was learning tarot, the Light Seers Tarot really called to me. I really loved that deck. But I had to start with the basics. I had to learn the symbology, I had to learn the meanings, I had to learn the numerology. I had to learn all of that. So the Light Seers Tarot stayed on my shelf until I was proficient enough to spread out to a next deck, to a new deck. Okay. So you want to learn the Rider-Waite Tarot symbology and meanings and everything first, then spread out to other decks. Okay. So I hope that helps. Also, the second meaning of house represents where you feel safe and secure. You see the gate here? I don't know if y'all can see that, right? It's you decide who comes in and you decide who can stay. So you have to be the own gatekeeper to where you feel safe and secure, right? So if you don't feel safe and secure in your own space or in your own life, then there's a problem. That means more boundaries need to be set, okay? So this is all about finding that place of where you feel good, where you feel at home, where you feel safe and secure, where you feel in control, and in a sense of where okay, I'm deciding what's going to happen here because I'm going with the flow of the energy. I'm going with the flow of the universe. I'm changing things in my home because the energy is shifting right now. We're getting ready to shift into a new season. So I need to start getting my home prepared. You need to do that. Okay. Because we need to freshen up the energy to let it flow more. But what about people who read with an intuition? Those are not tarot readers. Those are people that, if you get offended, you might want to scroll away. People who are intuitive tarot readers did not bother to learn the meanings of the cards. If they are that intuitive, they don't need the cards, okay? They need to learn the cards because they can make up some random blanket statement and the person that they're reading is going to be trying to make that fit psychologically into their life, and it could be a completely false reading. So yeah, I don't recommend trying to be an intuitive tarot reader. The intuition is on top of what the tarot cards mean. So let me give you, let's see. Okay, so let's hear. We have the Four of Swords right here, okay? The Four of Swords means rest. It means things need to come to a halt. You need to take a break and you need to rest. The Four of Swords can also indicate you need to separate yourself from the situation. So if you're doing a tarot reading and you have the Four of Swords come up, and maybe it's a relationship reading, that intuition, you see it saying rest. It could be illness. There's something going on here. But it could be that there's a situation with the relationship and a separation is coming up. And then you start going off intuitive thoughts then. Okay, does that make sense? Your intuition doesn't make up what the card means. You use what the card means, and then you add the symbology to even boost it even more, your intuition to boost it even more, the numerology to boost it even more, the planetary alignments boost it even more. That's how you read tarot, and that's how you use your intuition with tarot. Okay? So yeah, just being an intuitive reader of like, just, you know, what does it mean to you? It's not, no. That's the bastardization of tarot. Sorry, but it is. And I'm not coming at you. I hope you understand that. That's why it's usually called psychic intuitive, not tarot intuitive. That is very true, Madi. True. I'm learning some meanings, still learning. You love that explanation? Good. I'm glad that's helping. Good, good, good. Okay, let's get some more. Yeah, it was some woman who created the whole intuitive tarot reading because it's this energy of like, don't worry if you can't learn what the cards mean. Just, you know, use your intuition to tell you, and you can make up anything. Can you imagine going to another country? Like I've told you, tarot is a whole new language, right? Can you imagine going to another country and just speaking gibberish and going, don't you understand what I'm saying? I'm making this up because this is what I feel connected to, and you should understand this. This is how you should speak now. You know, it doesn't work that way. So like imagine the creators of tarot, and they devised this system and this connection with divine source energy, and then someone's like, no, I'm going to change it. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. Like I would be rolling over in my grave if that happened, because this is the symbology is what is like a language too, right? Symbology tells us things that like the logical mind can't, and it connects us to that intuition to capitalize off of like what the card means, and then we boost it even more. So I hope that helps. Look at that. Here's that sanctuary card again, you guys. It's the same thing as the home card, essentially. Okay? Sanctuary, we've talked about. I mean, we used to pull this card all the time. What was it? A couple years ago. It does come out often, but sanctuary means your place of peace. You know, your place of refuge. It is your home. It is your space. It is your office. It is your body. Okay? So your sanctuary is like, again, where you go to find reprieve, where you escape to, where you feel safe and secure, right? It's kind of like base and hide and seek, right? You're like, I'm on base. Nothing can touch me now. So it's your space. It's how you create your life, you know? And I've told you guys before, I've created such a life and such a connection with the divine in my own life to where like there are certain things that I don't have to deal with anymore, because I've set these boundaries, because I've established this connection, because I move with the energy flow of the universe. And you can absolutely do the same thing too, but you have to actually live with intention and personal awareness. Okay, so it all starts with your home. How can you set up your home to where it's your sanctuary, right? Are you, again, still keeping things around that represent the old you? Or are you getting rid of them to bring in things that represent the new you, the you that is now? Because you don't want like all these old memories that are connected to these objects, because these objects do hold energy. And then that, just looking at it, reminds your brain, oh God, I remember that time where this and this and this happened, and then it just sucks you right back into that negative vibration. Okay, so get rid of the things that do not resonate with you anymore. Okay, and if you've been following me for a while, you know that I got rid of my dining room table, because it was in my old house where I had my old relationship, and I just didn't resonate with that table anymore. I know it sounds weird, but I just didn't. I'm like, I don't want this anymore. It's not good enough. True. And so I got rid of it. And it wasn't almost a year until I replaced it. Did I care? No, because I knew the right table for me was going to show up. And also the fact because I wasn't willing to spend $1,000 on a dining room table, right? So I got a dining room table. I manifested a new beautiful dining room table for $200. I knew it was going to show up. I just was patient because I didn't really care. I was like, I just don't want this anymore. The right one is going to show up. And there were times where I tried to buy a table off of like, was it the Nextdoor app or whatever it's called? I can't remember. And they would sell it out from under me. And I was like, instead of getting pissed, I was like, okay, clearly that was not the right table for me. Maybe it had negative energy attached to it. Maybe there was something wonky about it. And so I just waited. And I manifested, this table has to be worth it's probably like a $2,000 table, honestly, because it's from Ashley Furniture. And solid wood, like seats 8 people, what I wanted, beautiful wood color, extendable, everything. Yeah, $200. And I was like, sold. So that's how you move things out of your home and you don't have attachment to it. You just know that something better and more aligned is going to show up. So don't be afraid of letting things go, okay? It doesn't represent you now, okay? You just started doing this? Awesome. What's one tip you wish you knew as a beginner at tarot? How much it was going to change my life. Honestly. Like, I didn't realize how much tarot was going to change my life in the best way. Yeah, I mean, because when I started learning tarot, my mentor taught me everything that I needed to know, right? She taught me about metaphysics. She taught me about numerology. She taught me about astrology, all the things, right? So there was nothing lacking there. But I would have gotten into tarot a lot sooner if I knew how much it was going to put me in an empowered state and completely change my life. Yeah, I would have done it a lot sooner. Thank you for the gifts and everything. You sold a mattress? Look, that's going to be my next thing. I'm not going to sell it, but I'm going to throw it away and get a new mattress for sure. Let's keep going. But I hope this is resonating. I hope, these messages and everything are making sense and you can apply them. Oh, hang on. Just scrolled on to you saying this and it fits so well as I just lost out on the flat I really liked. Oh yeah, it was not the space for you. I've done that too. Let me tell you, if you're looking for a home, before you go visit the place, because we were just talking about house, right? Before you go visit the place, this is how I got this home so weirdly easily, okay? Before you go look, you say, if this is the home for me, let it be. If not, block it. And you surrender to that. You let it go. You don't have any emotional attachment to it, nothing. I did that one time when I was going to go look at another house, and we literally couldn't get the door unlocked. And I was like, it's not the place for us. And she finally did get the door unlocked, and it confirmed. And we went in, I was like, oh yeah, this is not the place for us. Like, it didn't feel right. So, yeah, if it's not happening, if the doors are not opening for you, literally or metaphysically or metaphorically, or metaphysically, just know that you're being saved by the universe. Maybe it's like a shitty landlord. Maybe it's like, I don't know, something was going to go wrong with it and you're being saved. So, yeah. Let's see. Protection Guardian, drop your shields, okay? What does that mean? Because this person's holding a shield, right? It's knowing that you are divinely guided and protected, okay? You decide what energy comes in and stays, right? Because we're talking about sanctuary here. We're talking about where you feel safe and secure. And then you have all the energy here of the week. And if you missed it, don't worry. I put it all up on YouTube so you can watch the whole thing again. But Protection Guardian is telling you, drop your shields. Don't be so rigid and defensive over life, Let it down and just know that you are divinely guided and protected. If you are doing things in your home and maybe your office space, in your life in general, to secure your energy, like you're grounding your energy, You're carrying crystals with you if you want to. You are setting up your space energetically for positive feng shui. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're setting intentions. Whatever you're doing, you don't have to have this shield up. You don't have to worry and be so guarded, okay? Because you're already divinely guided and protected. But you have to understand that that power lies within you, okay? Don't be afraid of it. How do you set up a reading? You can go to the link in my bio, and there should be a button there that says private sessions. It'll say tarot, coaching, and numerology, I think. And click on that, and you can book a reading. Let's see. Do I have dark wood deck? I do not. My rental home from 10 years ago directed me to buy a home from the owner, forcing me to find... Oh, the owner forced you out. Yeah. I mean, things happen that they have to push you, because otherwise we wouldn't do anything. Okay, let's get our money message for the week. Oh, hang on. I got to verify myself again. Okay. Oh, yeah. My pleasure, Elizabeth. No problem. I know not everybody can stay for the whole reading. So, yeah, that's why I put it up on YouTube for you guys to go back and revisit. Plus, it's a lot of stuff that we talk about in this hour and a half. So it's hard to remember, right? Unless you're taking like feverish notes. Ooh, look at that. Y'all saw that like slide over on my hand, right? Look at that. It says, yes, take action. I'm going to read this to you. There's 3 ways to resonate, okay? Whatever your question, this is telling you to go for it. Number 2, do not procrastinate or wait to take that next step to get ahead. Just do it. Number 3, nothing will change if you don't take action. Don't let opportunity pass you by. Okay? Because here we have, hang on, these 2 cards saying you're not listening, you're not paying attention, you don't have a plan, you're not making moves, and it's like, but are you have the blessing of being the rebel, of doing something different, and it's telling you, you take action on what it is you feel called to do, right? The 2 of Wands, or the 7 of Pentacles here, is talking about you investing in yourself, you investing in whatever it is that you need to do to get you to where you want to go, right? 2 of Wands is like, be proud of yourself for making that boss-ass move and decide, let's make a plan of where you want to go from here, okay? So, yeah, it's telling you to go for it. And don't forget, if you want to learn tarot apprenticeship starts tomorrow. So if you're wanting to learn tarot, then let's go. We don't have time to waste. If you can't do the live classes, you can do the self-paced module. But again, you have to be disciplined in what you do and what you are learning. You can't just expect it just to magically appear in your head. It doesn't work that way, okay? All right, this is the Rebel deck. Most of you know this one has an attitude, kind of like me. So, yeah. Yes, that's the money deck. Okay, let's see what else we need to know for this week. Says, get the fuck outside. Move your ass. Your body is pissed at you. Well, damn. We just got called out, didn't we? Get the fuck outside. Go ground your energy, right? Get some sunlight. Move your ass. Your body is pissed at you. Okay? How do you know if your body's pissed at you? It inflames. It swells up, right? You think it's weight, but it's actually inflammation. So do what is necessary for you. Here we have the 7 of Pentacles. This is investing in your body, your physicality, okay? Investing in your health, eating properly, doing all the right things. So I love this deck so much. I'm still going to create my own, because like, especially the relationship decks, I stopped using them because they were all so toxic. I'm going to start creating my own that is like more realistic, because the relationship decks can put you in a sort of psychosis. And so I stopped using them because they were too much like, oh, I can't stop thinking about you. And this, like very toxic, very codependent type of messages, you know? And so I'm going to create a relationship deck. I'm going to create like a reality check deck, all that. So be on the lookout. Not right now. I got shit to do, but yeah. Oh, and if you didn't see my Instagram story, you guys, my tarot community is getting a massive upgrade in 2025. I've already planned and got everything together for my first 3 months of content. We're going to have challenges. We're going to have like live Q&As. I'm going to teach you how to do certain tarot spreads, all that stuff. So if you want to get my tarot community to really spend a year with me, really diving deep into the tarot, go check out my tarot community, okay? Because like I said, this is not my tarot apprenticeship. This is my tarot community. This is something like you're expanding on your knowledge on tarot, knowledge in tarot, okay? Because I'm going to teach you different aspects of how to view tarot and how you're going to read it. So this is kind of like you take my tarot apprenticeship and then this is your ongoing guidance, okay? This is like taking it up a notch, but we do it every month. So yeah, I'm so freaking excited for that. Would love to purchase a deck I create. That's awesome. That hits home. I've been sedentary, not knowing how to navigate being a stay-at-home. Oh, this last year. Look, time gets away from you. The day gets away from you, and you're like, God, I haven't done anything. No exercising, no nothing. So yeah, you're so inflamed. Start doing things for your health. I started taking this probiotic today. It does not taste the best. I mean, it's like kombucha on steroids, but it wasn't that bad. But it's a probiotic and has all these different things in it. So I'm interested to see how that helps my gut health, because I do feel like I need to do a parasite cleanse because my gut health is weird. Like every time I eat, my stomach just is so loud. I feel like I'm feeding the beast in there. Anywho, TMI, I know. But I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, or week, not weekend. If you need anything, everything is linked in my bio, okay? Tarot Apprenticeship starts tomorrow. The ability to join Tarot Apprenticeship, the live class, will end tonight because I can't have last minute stragglers coming in tomorrow because I do need to send out the PDFs and everything. So get into Tarot Apprenticeship if you want to spend 12 weeks with me learning tarot. There is still a few spots left. I like to keep my classes small so we can talk and so you can ask as many questions as you need to. We're going to start with the very basics. I'm going to show you how to bless your deck, cleanse your deck, connect with your deck. We're going to do all the things, okay? Step by step. And you have a constant chat with me to ask questions, okay? So I hope you all have a wonderful week. I will be right back here Friday morning, 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we'll look at the energy of the weekend and go from there, okay? Love you all. Mwah. I'll see you next time.